Hello, how is everybody doing? Today we're going to be going over my National Dex Doubles OU draft team. So this is kind of a different draft meta than anything we've done before. We kind of created our own metagame. Normally whenever we create a draft, we use the base rules of a already established meta. So for example, OU Pokemon, like an OU draft, uses the OU rules, right? Well, this is a National Dex Doubles OU draft, which isn't a tier that exists. So we had some tweaks and things and whatever. But long story short, we created our own metagame for this draft. Uses a custom command to send a challenge, blah, 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 blah. Not super important. Anyways, this is going to be my draft breakdown. Me explaining my team. So... to start things off, my first pick was Rillaboom. That was what I wanted. That's what I wanted to build my team around, was Rillaboom, plus another Pokemon you can see up there, Stakataka. The combination of those two and the synergy that they have together is insane. Rillaboom has grassy terrain, which provides recovery for its teammates, the ability to use grassy seeds, and priority grassy glide, one of the most broken moves in all of Pokemon. It's only broken on Rillaboom. On top of that, it has Fake Out support, has Snarl, I believe, right? Yeah, it's got Snarl, U-turn, Acrobatics with Grassy Seed. Like, this thing has tons and tons of tech. So, Rillaboom's going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing pick. Super pumped to use Rillaboom. After that, my second pick was Stakataka. They're ordered by S tiers than A tiers, basically. But we'll go in my order process of thinking, right? After that, I drafted Stack. Stack plus Grassy Seed is insane. Being able to hit the field and get an automatic +1 to your defense is crazy, right? So in doubles, right, where we have two Pokemon, Grassy Terrain will get set, and Stack will immediately get a defense boost. That defense boost means I'm going to have +1 body presses. It means I'm going to be able to set up Trick Room more reliably. It's going to give me so much more versatility. On top of that, Grassy Seed's going to be weakening Earthquakes, so I don't have to worry about that either. Overall, Rillaboom plus Stack is going to be really solid. Super excited to have these two Pokemon on my team. This is a core that I wanted, Rillaboom plus Stack, Rillastack, that I've wanted since a year ago. I've been doing draft for like 3 years now, 4 years now, and I've wanted to use this core for so long, ever since I saw Rillaboom plus Stack in doubles, and I'm so excited to actually get to use them. After that, I picked up Gastrodon. We're going to talk about Gastrodon here in a little bit, but we'll go back to the order of things. So Zeraora. Zeraora is the fastest Fake Out user in doubles, I believe. I should fact check this before I say it. Yeah, it's the fastest Fake Out user, excluding, random choice scarfers or whatever, but theoretically we could be a random choice scarfer, right? So Zeraora is going to be a consistent counter to Fake Out no matter what, right? I will always have the fastest Fake Out on the field whenever Zeraora touches it, right? Which is huge. On top of that, we have Snarl, we have Electro Web, Thunder Wave, Volt Switch, lots of tech, Plasma Fists, like the most consistent physical fighting or physical electric move in Pokemon. So yeah, Zeraora is going to be incredibly, incredibly nice. And yeah, again, another thing that doesn't have to worry too much about its ground weakness because of Rillaboom. So pretty nice synergy coming in. After that, we have Gastrodon. Gastrodon is a Pokemon that I have already traded away. It is no longer on my team. However, for the first week of battles, I will have Gastrodon. Basically, we have traded Gastrodon for Oranguru. Oranguru gives us a consistent Trick Room user. Kind of all that there is to say. Other than that, the reason I picked up Gastrodon initially was because I wanted it to be my water type, because it redirects for Stack, and that's kind of huge, right? Redirecting water moves away from our Stakataka, who's going to be our main offensive threat most games. Not our main one, but one of our main ones, right? However, as the draft progressed, I really didn't have much that was weak to water other than Neoqueen, right? Which we'll get into in a bit. So I kind of realized that Gastrodon doesn't do a whole lot for this team, right? So we ended up dropping it for Oranguru. It's an inner focus Trick Room user, which means that it's immune to Fake Out. and it's just going to be a consistent Trick Room setter almost all the time, right? Being able to help support stack in Trick Room is going to be huge. This isn't a Trick Room team, I should say. Like, despite how slow some of these Pokemon are, this isn't a Trick Room team. It's a team that has Trick Room options, which I think is much better in draft. If you go hard Trick Room, people are going to go into the match saying, all right, I can just bulk out my Pokemon completely and beat it, right? Well, because I have options, right, we don't have to completely bulk out our teams. So, yeah, that's kind of my thinking. Anyways, after Gastrodon, or Oranguru now, we have Mega Gyarados. Mega Gyarados gives us an Intimidator, which is arguably the best ability in doubles. It also gives us a quad weakness to Electric, but with Zeraora, who is an Electric immunity that heals off of Electric attacks. It's kind of mitigated. On top of that, it's a Dark type, which we desperately need. Oranguru is weak to Ghost and Dark. Articuno Galar over here, weak to Ghost and Dark. And having, or I guess Oranguru is not weak to Ghost, but you get the idea. It's weak to Dark, weak to Dark. Having a Dark type that resists both Ghost and Dark is huge. So, yeah, that's why we picked up Gyarados. On top of that, it has Icy Wind, Thunder Wave, Waterfall, Mold Breaker. Originally, my thinking was, oh, Mega Gyarados actually works pretty well with Gastrodon because Mold Breaker will ignore the Storm Drain, right? But there are going to be times where I don't immediately want to Mega Evolve, right? So dropping Gastrodon kind of helps with that consistency a little bit. So, yeah. And whenever we don't Mega Evolve, we're going to be preserving our Intimidate, right? So we can keep bringing it in, and then maybe Mega Evolve super late into the game, right? So Mega Gyarados is going to be really nice. Yeah. After that, we have Hariyama. Hariyama is our third and final third and final Fake Out user, I believe. Basically, I have a really fast one, a really middling speed one, and a really slow one. It kind of worked out that way. Wasn't really planning for it. But, yeah, Hariyama, it's going to be really awesome. It has 3 really good abilities in Thick Fat, Guts, and Sheer Force. Sheer Force is probably never going to be used. Probably. Guts with Flame Orb is just absurdly powerful, and Thick Fat just being able to take hits and reliably KO something that maybe you wouldn't have expected it to live a hit is going to be really nice as well. So, yeah, on top of that, it's got strong stab options. It's got Fake Out. I believe it has Feint as well. Yep. And Wide Guard. So lots of tech coming out of Hariyama. It's going to be a really solid pick. Whirlwind. That's going to be huge. Just watch. Whirlwind Hariyama. Anyways, after that, we have Articuno Galar. This was our second Trick Roomer, right? Originally, we got Stack and then Articuno Galar. Technically, didn't have a Oranguru during the draft. Reason I picked up Articuno Galar is because I don't have a Tailwind user. This is my only Tailwind setter. And on top of that, it's also a Trick Roomer. So anytime somebody sees this Pokemon, they are going to be stuck in a position of guessing whether I'm going to go fast mode or I'm going to go slow mode. There will be weeks where I only bring Trick Room on it. There will be weeks where I only bring Tailwind on it, right? But it gives me the versatility to just analyze the situation and see, all right, this is the button I want to click. This is the way that I want to organize the speed tiers, and I'm going to be the one in control, right? If I see we both lead a Tailwind setter, all right, he's going to set Tailwind, I'm going to set Trick Room to counter it. That's kind of my thinking. On top of that, it's got competitive running around, and any other stat dropping moves. So yeah, Articuno Galar, really solid pick, and I'm excited to have it again. Out of this, we have Neoqueen. I think Nidoqueen's kind of a Pokemon that's slept on a little bit in doubles. It is a ground immunity, which is huge. It's a T-Spike immunity, which is also huge. Sheer Force Life Orb is crazy powerful. It's not Nidoking powerful, but it's almost just as strong, right? Like 10 less special attack, cool. It is 10, right? Nidoking and King is 85, right? Yeah. 10 less special attack, but you have so much more bulk. The bulk is huge. Like, in doubles, I personally value bulk over offensive prowess most of the time. There are a few exceptions, right? But for the most part, I think bulk usually gives you the ability to beat out a lot of Pokemon that you wouldn't necessarily think that you beat, right? So the bulk on Neoqueen I think is going to be huge. And Life Orb plus this thing's crazy coverage is going to be absolutely insane. And it's going to put in a lot of work, and I'm super excited. It's also a T-Spike user, so we will have access to Toxic Spikes. Oh, that's something else that we haven't talked about. We all hazards. We got Stealth Rocks with Zeraora, or Zeraora stack, and we have Spikes or T-Spikes and Stealth Rocks with Nidoqueen. So nothing super crazy for hazards, but we have hazards nonetheless, you know? After this, we have Alchemy. Alchemy kind of doesn't do a whole lot. It's just there to be a fairy type. There will be matches where it comes literally because it's only a fairy type, right? Like Regidrago. That said, I don't think anybody drafted Regidrago, but if somebody does, we have a counter to that. On top of that, it has Decorate, which is a really niche move. It's not very good, but hey, giving your partner a +2/+2, kind of nice. And there'll probably be matches where I just slap a Choice Scarf on this and start spamming Decorate on my partner and see what happens. So it's going to be pretty fun and niche. I don't know how many matches Alchemy is going to come to, but hey, Togepi ended up putting in so much work the last doubles draft. I'm sure Alchemy can do something. And finally, we have Paris. Easily the most slept on Pokemon. Easily. Who cares that it's stupid weak to fire, right? We got a Focus Sash. Who cares that it's so freaking slow, right? We are a slow Spore user to abuse that Trick Room. In all seriousness, Paris actually kind of has a nice niche. It's definitely not a goated Pokemon, especially in draft when you can easily counter team it by bringing safety goggles, right? But it's got Spore, Rage Powder, Wide Guard. Those three moves are able to put in so much work consistently. Being able to redirect, protect from spread moves, and then counter with Spore is absolutely huge. So really excited to have Paris. Kind of wish I had a little bit better of a redirector, seeing as how this is my only form of redirection. But I think it'll be fine. Paris is a solid enough pick. Like, it's not going to come to every match, obviously, but it'll come to some matches, and it should hopefully put in work. So yeah, that's the team. Thanks for watching. Hopefully first match goes well.